Welcome to our town. I'm your host, Bill Neill, and each week I'm going to invite you to my gazebo and to my side porch to tell you about the events that are taking place here in Laverne. A little bit of our history, a little bit of what makes our community special. You're invited each week. I'll try to make you feel at home, like a glass of cold water. LVTV Channel 29 is your community television station. I'm your station manager, and my responsibility is to paint a portrait of Laverne. At some point, I want that portrait to be partially painted by you, the viewers. So as we go from week to week, I'll look for input from you about what's going on in Laverne. Another community access of news is the local community newspaper, the Laverne Highlander, and I've been thumbing through it to get some of the perspective about other events that are going on in our city. On the front page of the Highlander is a notice about Red Ribbon Week. Having different kinds of assemblies. There will be a march. On Wednesday, 400 fifth grade students are going to be marching through San Dimas with protest signs depicting the violence against children from drug and alcohol related incidents.
Hey, look at that. That's what we're doing.
Also on the front page, it's time to fall back. Did you change your clock last Sunday? One of the things I noticed, set your clocks, watches, and VCRs back 1 hour. Fall back, spring forward. So instead of it being 6:30 now, it should be 5:30. Right. One of the things I learned was to change my battery in my smoke alarm, and I learned that at the fire department's open house just last week. And we had a demonstration about changing that battery in your smoke alarm. So I'd like to share that with you at this time.
Okay, the operating battery is right here. This is what needs to be replaced twice a year. Once when you put the clocks forward, and again when you move the clocks back. And it's a simple operation just to slide it in and out. Has these two connections that'll match up to the battery connection. Slides back in. It'll give you a test sound initially, clips in, and then you always want to test it one more time.
By the way, that's a 9-volt battery, if you have any question. I like the idea that if you don't have one handy, you could use one from toys that carry that battery. All the things I learned at the firehouse open house. What else is in the Highlander for this week? Laverne School Auditorium dedicated.
Almost a year ago now, it was on October 9th.
Later this month, there will be a formal dedication of that auditorium. Again, part of the history of our town. What else have we here? How does the Highlander publish this paper? I receive it free. I suspect that everyone in town gets it free. A lot of advertisements as a way to survive. And we'll be talking to the people of the paper about how they put their publication out as we go. Fair goes country. I wish I could read. I should go to the library and learn to read. For the first day of the pumpkin patch. With our town. Free low-cost lunches. Things about our schools mostly we'll cover in FYI, but from time to time we'll share with you what's for lunch at our elementary schools and at Ramona and at Bonita High School for your information. And right now, have you driven up by the new Edwards Theater and wondered when on earth is this going to be completed? And have you also wondered where the restaurants are going to be, and is there going to be enough parking, and all of those questions about our new Edwards Theater complex? Well, I had the opportunity and to provide this information for you to meet with the superintendent of that project on the grounds there at the Edwards Theater project. So have a look. Well, good morning.
Morning, Bill.
I understand you're going to give us a brief tour and an update on the Edwards Cinema Complex here in Laverne. At long last, the project we've all been waiting for.
Very good.
Yeah. And again, your name and your responsibility with
I'm Fred Lytle. I'm with Lyle Parks. I'm the site superintendent for this project, and we're in our last 30 days, so it's real exciting.
Okay, could you give us a tour around the site a little bit and show us what's going on and where we stand and the things that are closest to completion, and a little bit about traffic flow and all those things? I guess that some of the community had concerns about. Are we going to be able to get people in and out? What will be the features of the complex?
Sure can.
Okay.
We're on the site for the pad right now for the one of the restaurant pads, and I assume it's going to be built within the next 6 months. And as we go out towards Foothill now, they have some Caltran works to be completed out here, which is going to have a bus turn-in lane with a bus stop, which you see over on Foothill here. And then there'll be a deceleration lane off of, I believe that's B Street over here. And that's to help with the traffic flow down Foothill Boulevard.
So it's a separate lane that people can pull into so they aren't in the flow of traffic.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Okay, well, give us a look around if you
Okay,
would.
we'll head out.
Okay. This is the bus stop that you mentioned.
Yeah, this is the bus stop that I was mentioning. It'll be right next to the curb, or 10 feet off the curb, right where the bus turn-in lane is coming. And then further across the site, they've incorporated a lot of trees to make it more park-like, and some trellis areas that kind of a refuge, I suppose, from the sun.
And I notice your parking lots are pretty much in.
Yeah, the parking lots are all in, with the exception of the concrete drives, which will be colored exposed concrete. And they're in the progress right today.
How many parking spaces will we have, and is there ample parking for this complex?
Oh, there should be plenty of parking spaces. I think there's upward of 600 parking places, and it should be plenty.
Okay, if you come on over and give us an idea of this grand entryway to the Edwards Cinema Complex.
Let's head that way.
All right. Well, this is quite impressive.
Now, this is our exposed entryway that I'm talking about. All be exposed concrete. Be two different patterns. One will be in a washed rock, and the other will be a stamped design. I think it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, yeah. Well, could we move on down a little closer to the building and see what is progressing?
Let's do it.
Are these standards that we see here are lighted standards?
Yes, they are. They're bollard lights. And as we get to the base down here, there's going to be a fountain. They're under the process of building right now. It'll also have lit bollards all around it, too.
What would you call the overall architecture here that we have?
I think they're trying to get more of the 40-ish, 50-ish design. But they've added a lot of trees and things that I think it gives it a real nice feel. It doesn't seem like a concrete shopping mart type structure.
Now, are we projecting only 2 restaurants, one on the your construction office pad and a second side, is that right?
Yeah, the other pad is at the east or west end of the site, on this corner up near Foothill here.
So pretty much at the corner?
Yes, yes it is.
People might have some leisure time to spend in these little covered
Little trellis areas.
Well, how are we standing on completion here?
We're in the last 30 days of the project. We should be open in 30 days.
So 30 days would be maybe in time for Thanksgiving?
It'll be before Thanksgiving.
Before Thanksgiving?
Yeah, they like to open before Thanksgiving.
And again, if you'd share with me about these trees, they are beautiful palm trees. And you said that they're pretty durable.
They're very hardy, yeah. These are queen palms. The fronds will be cut loose and they will cascade down. Very attractive.
Yeah, so this was the architect's plan, this kind of grand entryway.
Right.
And it does go down a hill and to the theater itself.
Yeah, it was to bring the entrance up more or less street level to give it a grand look.
And once again, how many theaters and the features of the theater complex?
There's 12 theaters, 2 with stages in them for public functions possibly, and it's a real upscale design inside. There'll be lots of brass and oaks and marble on the walls and floors and carpet on the entry, and real upscale. Looks real nice.
Now you say these 2 with stages could possibly be town meetings or entertainment concerts?
That's what I was told, that that has that option, or maybe community theater has an option there too. Those theaters are about 600 seat theaters. There's 2 of them.
Now what's happening to the main building today? I see some guys up on the scaffolding there.
We're starting the plaster, scratch coat for the plaster. It'll be incorporated in the same design as the rest of the building. It'll all be finished like a stucco look.
And what's the finished color?
The finished color is a base white or an off-white. And then it has a rose color, they call it a Sarah rose at the top, with some bands of incorporating the storefront color in it.
Now,
and there'll be marble on the face too, around the poster signs.
now I shouldn't even mention rain, but kind of projecting a little bit. If it rains on us, we still could be close to that date, because could you be inside by the time it might?
Oh yeah, we're roofed in and all covered, and our theaters are pretty well done, except for the drapery and the carpet seats, that type of thing. But
the projection systems will go in when?
That'll probably start the 9th of November.
Projection systems for each of the 12 theaters. Are some of them larger theaters than others?
Oh yes, yeah. There's the largest ones are the ones with the stage in it, like I said, but they're from the 2 to 600 seat, and there's 2,900 seats capacity.
And will they all have the latest sound systems?
Oh yes, yes. Yeah, they have that surround sound. Yes.
Now, out back, is that just a parking area behind the theater, or is there other facilities to it?
No, it's strictly parking. It's strictly parking.
I guess another concern that I'd like to ask about is security. Of course, that's not really your role, but as far as you know, will there be security, and will these lots all be well lit?
The lots are very well lit, but I don't know about the security. That's really not my end of it.
Yeah.
But we have an abundance of lighting. I think as you look around, you'll see that the lights are spaced approximately 50 feet apart through the whole site. It'll be very well lit.
Okay. Any other details you can think of to share with us about the facility at this time?
No, I'm anxious for it to open too, because I'm also a resident in San Dimas, so that's fairly close.
Yeah, so let's go to the movies.
Let's do it.
So, if everything goes according to schedule, we'll be going to the movies by Thanksgiving time. An annual event that takes place here in our city is the Hillcrest Country Fair. Hillcrest Homes is one of the retirement homes in this area, and they have a specific problem that is one faced by the entire nation, and that is, how are we going to pay for our care once we have to enter a rest home or a nursing home? So even though Hillcrest Homes provides the full dimension of services, starting with retirement and people in their 50s and 60s who live independent lives, they also care for people after they need special care. And sometimes people run out of money. A frightening thought, but a reality nationwide. So we attended the Hillcrest Country Fair, Hillcrest Homes Country Fair last week, and we'd like to share the event with you. $0.25 for pop. You can't get popcorn for 25 cents anymore. Well, how'd it go today?
Oh, it went pretty good.
A lot of people come through.
A lot of people came through.
Pretty good interest in baseball cards.
Yeah, we had quite a variety here. 1979 through 91 baseball cards. A lot of the kids liked them.
Yeah.
Enjoyed picking out the cards they like.
What about this guy here?
He was a good helper.
Hi, folks.
Hi.
Hi.
And the dollar for the encyclopedia. Somewhere here. The books are donated mostly by residents who turn them in. And we separate the ones that we want to keep, and after all through, we send the rest to the prisons.
I see.
So that they don't go to waste.
Yeah. I treasure books, and it hurts me to throw them away, so there's a good place for them, you say?
Yes. Yes. We'll, first of the week we'll have somebody in here to take them away. So many of them go to the prisons because they can use all kind of books.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Very good. Thank you.
Records I haven't seen for a long time.
It's the Hillcrest Country Fair.
The Hillcrest Country Fair.
Our 25th anniversary since we started with the Hillcrest Bazaar in what, 1967, I guess that would be. And today we probably had several hundred people visiting Hillcrest, including many residents, their families, friends of Hillcrest.
Yeah.
It was a gorgeous day for the residents and for the visitors.
Yeah. Were they outside vendors, or is it all from residents?
All from residents or friends of residents. For example, we have baseball cards today that a family that does has a lot of friends here brought in and contributed those cards to the country fair.
Wow.
And any proceeds that they got come into the Residents Association. Inside, the Pomona Valley Stamp Club had a big booth, and they are contributing all their proceeds as well to the country fair.
Yeah. Are they still inside, do you know?
As far as I know.
Yeah.
The proceeds from the country fair is used for our endowment and benevolent funds, so residents can remain at Hillcrest when they run out of money. It also supports other resident activities throughout the year. And it's a resident organization, resident event. And so they work at this throughout the year to put this on.
Now, when there are things left over, and of course we all always hope that everything has been sold, but what happens to the items that don't get sold?
Well, some of the things are kept for later. You know, they'll be available for sale in our in the lounge here at East Hillcrest. Some of the things go to the thrift shop for sale, and some are given to various charities in the valley.
I understand the books go to prisons.
The books go to the prisons down at Chino through a prison ministry program.
Well, Chuck Cable, thank you very much, and congratulations on another successful event here at Hillcrest Homes in Laverne.
Thanks, Bill.
Yeah. I've been going out to the site of the new Metrolink station, which will be the commuter line for carrying people who work in the Los Angeles area into town each day. And we're going to be providing for you the schedule for the Metrolink, which started on the 26th of October. Service started. A full week of free rides, as I understand it, and then a price that has, again, controversy before it even got started. Some people are complaining about the $9 or $10 a day charge to travel to and from work in Los Angeles on Metrolink. We'll ask some of the authorities about that as we go along, and next week we'll look to take you for a ride on Metrolink. But for right now, I'd like to share with you the progress on the station for Metrolink. Construction people are working furiously to complete the new Metrolink station between Pomona's Gary Avenue and Fulton Road in Laverne. Still a lot of work to do just 2 weeks prior to the opening of the train station. Metrolink, connecting commuters from the Pomona area to Los Angeles. Well, this is the Fulton Road entrance to the new Metrolink station. And this is an overpass over the water passageway. As you can see, it's going to be a time before the passageway off Fulton Road in Laverne will be finished. And this will be the parking area from Fulton Road looking east to Gary and the old Santa Fe station. And if you're interested in riding the Metrolink, here's the schedule. Well, if you've ridden Metrolink and you have an opinion, good or bad, let us know and we'll share your opinion with the viewers of our town. Last week we featured our fire department during Fire Prevention Week and their open house. And this week we're going to feature our police department and find out why Laverne has one of the lowest crime rates in all of the San Gabriel Valley. We've asked Chuck Ochoa to join us here by our gazebo. Chuck Ochoa, welcome to our town.
Thank you.
What is your job with the Laverne Police Department, Chuck?
My main position is crime prevention. I work in the crime prevention unit where I do neighborhood watch programs, business watch programs, health and safety seminars, rape prevention classes, just a myriad of different things throughout the community.
And where does storytelling to kindergarten kids fit in there?
I want a house to keep me warm, he said. I want a wife. I want children. And so my apples are gone. My teeth are too weak for apples, said the boy. My branches, well, said the tree, straightening herself up as much as she could. Well, an old stump.
Chuck, we have a publication by the city of Laverne. And Dave, Just show that a little bit. Wouldn't you rather be in Laverne? I certainly would. And it has a list here of safety shown by the numbers of the cities in the foothill area, and there's something like 15 cities. Laverne consistently reports the lowest number of Part 1 crimes. That's murder, rape, robbery, assault, and theft in the foothill area. And we're down at the very bottom, only with Glendora, I believe, reporting fewer crimes in that Part 1 crimes area. What are the factors that make Laverne a safe city to live in?
Probably one of the biggest factors is the fact that it is a bedroom community, and it is a middle to upper class type range. Having a community of such, crime is a little bit lower. We have a lot of transient traffic throughout, but for the most part it's kind of got a small town atmosphere. We're a little over 8.5 square miles with 31,000 people approximately in the city. The other factor that helps is the police department, for the most part, is very enthusiastic about enforcement out there. And we've learned through the past and through statistics that if you have good traffic control, which we utilize motorcycle officers or motor officers, and they're out there writing citations, people have the tendency to see high visibility of police officers. And what that does to the person who wants to commit a crime is make him think twice. If he sees a great flurry of officers around, he does not want to get stopped in the city for the chances of getting a ticket and or being identified later in a crime. The other things that we deal with is
What specifically does proactive mean, Chuck?
proactive means it's high visibility. You're out in the community so you can be seen, versus directed enforcement where you have a specific problem and you identify that and work on that one main problem. So proactive is mainly preventative.
We understand that there might be a real use for a regular segment of our town program called Crime Watch. And what would the purpose be of, what would the content of it be, and what would the purpose be of a segment called Crime Watch?
If we can start something like that, a Crime Watch program, basically we could give more information to the community of what's going on within the city. If we happen to be having a problem with burglaries in a certain area, we can notify the public, let them know that, and maybe even give them specific details as far as vehicle that's involved, or who the people look like, or what they look like, and we might get some feedback from them helping us find them. Other avenues is maybe we can get neighborhood watch programs going more. We could target certain areas and say the Fox Glen area, we'd like to do a neighborhood watch in that area because we've had a few burglaries, and let's see if we could stop that crime now by getting all the neighbors involved and being our eyes and ears out there.
Chuck, in crime prevention, what might be a motto or the main thing you would say to our residents about living in a safe community?
A motto? Well, that's a tough one. I don't know if I have a specific.
What would we say is the key, perhaps the key word in crime prevention?
Awareness. Being aware of your environment, what's going on around you. Don't walk around with blinders on. Be concerned about what's happening to your neighbor's house when you see something going on. And go ahead and pick up the phone and call 911 if you have to.
Chuck Ochoa, Verne Police Department, thanks for being with us today on Our Town.
Thank you very much.
That's our program for today. I hope you'll join us again next week on Our Town. If we're not covering something that's going on in our city and you would like to see it on our program, please let us know. Thank you for joining us.